There is a fish species that has been swimming in Earth's waters since the time of the dinosaurs. But despite surviving for over 200 million years and enduring multiple mass extinctions, it is currently facing severe population declines. This remarkable species, the lake sturgeon, has been moved to the endangered species list in the Great Lakes region of Canada. Today, we're going to explore how this amazing fish has stood the test of time, why it's important, and what's being done to protect them.
When we think about lake sturgeon, they've been around as a species for over 150 million years. And when we compare that to something like a dinosaur we're all familiar with, Tyrannosaurus rex, well, they were around only about 65 to 68 million years ago. So we're dealing with a creature that's over twice as old as a dinosaur we're all familiar with.
Lake sturgeon are Canada's largest freshwater fish species, known for their impressive size and unique appearance. These gentle giants can grow up to 2 meters or 6.5 feet long and weigh over 100 kilograms or 220 pounds. The largest recorded lake sturgeon was a staggering 185 kilograms or 407 pounds and measured 2.5 meters or 7.9 feet in length. And their shark-like tails, bony plates, and whisker-like barbels give them a prehistoric look. Lake sturgeon are found throughout the Great Lakes region, inhabiting both shallow and deep waters, and are known for their long lifespans, with some individuals living over 100 years. So the origins of the lake sturgeon can be traced back a staggering 200 million years, making them one of the oldest remaining fish species on Earth. Remarkably, their appearance has remained relatively unchanged for the past 150 million years.
So the sturgeon are really this iconic fish here for the Great Lakes. They're our largest fish. They can get to be upwards of 8 feet long. They're a very ancient fish, so hundreds of millions of years old, a body plan that's remained unchanged since the time of the dinosaurs, and they just really resonate with people. And they're obviously endangered, and so we are trying to reintroduce them back to their native habitat.
And throughout their long history, lake sturgeon have adapted to survive multiple mass extinction events, outlasting even the dinosaurs. Their resilience and ability to adapt have made them a true testament to the power of evolution. So lake sturgeon play a crucial role in the Great Lakes ecosystem. As bottom feeders, they help cycle nutrients and maintain the health of the lake bottom. Their presence is also an indicator of good water quality and ecosystem balance.
Sturgeon live towards the bottom of the water column. They have 4 barbels on their mouth, which they use to sense the substrate. Once discovered, a sturgeon will suck up all sorts of food items, including other fish, crustaceans, and mollusks.
And in addition to their ecological significance, lake sturgeon have been an integral part of the cultural heritage of indigenous peoples in the region for thousands of years. They were a source of food, oil, and leather, and held a sacred place in many indigenous cultures. The sturgeon's spiritual significance is reflected in traditional stories and ceremonies that celebrate the fish's life-giving properties. But despite all of this, the once abundant lake sturgeon populations have faced numerous challenges over the past 2 centuries. When European settlers first arrived in the Great Lakes region, they initially viewed sturgeon as a nuisance fish that damaged fishing gear. However, in the late 19th century, a thriving caviar industry developed around the Great Lakes, leading to the overfishing of sturgeon populations. Overfishing in the late 1800s and early 1900s decimated sturgeon numbers, with some estimates suggesting that populations declined by 99%.
The caviar industry came to this part of the world, and lake sturgeon were seen as a source of a commercial product there. We began selling them for fuel for steamboats because the species is so oily. Some people were selling the meat, and others were selling the skin as a very durable leather.
And in addition to overfishing, habitat alteration and fragmentation caused by dam construction and other human activities have further hindered the species' recovery. Today, lake sturgeon are listed as threatened or endangered in parts of their range. and their populations remain a fraction of what they once were.
Through a combination of fragmenting the habitat and then overfishing that fragmented habitat, humans were able to drive that species to local extinction in just 40 years, between the years of 1880 and 1920.
So recognizing the plight of the lake sturgeon, various conservation efforts have been put in place to protect and restore this ancient species. The lake sturgeon is now protected under the Endangered Species Act in both the United States and Canada. And habitat restoration projects aim to improve spawning grounds and remove barriers to migration.
So this is our streamside sturgeon rearing facility.
Okay.
So this is a permanent version of the streamside facilities where it's mobile. They can pull it behind a truck, they park it next to the river, and they pump in river water. The idea is that they imprint on the rivers where they were hatched and where they spent the first year of their life. So if we raise them on the river water, they'll cue in on those chemical signals and come back to where they came from.
Population monitoring and research are ongoing to better understand the species' needs and develop effective management strategies.
These sturgeon that we handle, we apply a pit tag into them. It's a little microchip, the same chip you'd use in your dog or your cat, and recapture rate this year was really low compared to the past few years. So seeing a lot of new fish into the spawning population is a good sign.
Public awareness campaigns highlight the importance of the lake sturgeon and the need for its conservation.
This is our lake sturgeon touch tank. This is our public viewing and touch area for our lake sturgeon reintroduction program. So we're involved in reintroducing these species to the Maumee River and then Lake Erie. And this is our public front that kind of serves as our education and outreach area.
Okay.
So we have our staff that sits here and can interpret for people. People can come in and get some hands-on experience with the fish. And we also have some education materials that talk about the background of the project and our eventual release of the fish into the Maumee River.
Right.
So living fossils, like the lake sturgeon, provide us with a unique window into Earth's evolutionary history. They offer insights into how species have adapted and persisted through millions of years of environmental change. These ancient species also contribute to the biodiversity and stability of our ecosystems. Protecting living fossils is not only about preserving individual species, but also about safeguarding the natural heritage of our ecosystems.
The long-term goal of this project is actually to have a sustainable and naturally reproducing population. And we've actually documented in 2022, we actually on video captured lake sturgeon spawning in one of the tributaries to the Red River. So we're actually starting to see some of the successes of this long-term project.
Now that's really notable because that's the first spawning event that we've recorded in over 100 years.
The lake sturgeon is a remarkable living fossil that has been swimming in Earth's waters for millions of years. Its ecological and cultural significance, combined with its evolutionary resilience, make it a species that's worth protecting. As we work to conserve the lake sturgeon and its habitat, we're not only ensuring the survival of an ancient species, but also preserving a vital part of our natural and cultural heritage. By raising awareness and supporting conservation efforts, we can ensure that future generations have the opportunity to marvel at this incredible living fossil. Together, let's protect the lake sturgeon and the many other ancient species that share our planet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.